ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? They're here, but you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. And it's risky to be indoors with them, too. And masks? Well, they protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them. Wear a mask and make a big difference now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 19 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Dave Maurer. City commissioners in Bay City say while election season may be over, as long as the display isn't over the top, residents can continue to keep campaign signs up. WSGW's Rick Antonio has more.
After receiving multiple complaints about signs remaining up into what will be the fourth month after November's election, City Manager Dana Muscat says the city will only intervene on matters relating to large or unruly sign displays.
We do have a sign ordinance, but it pertains to, different signs and the size of signs. If we do have some that multiple signs in their yard, we would like to know about that because we can check into that and check to see if it fits the regulations of the ordinance.
Other surrounding cities have enacted ordinances calling for the removal of campaign signs, but Muscat says after checking with legal counsel, as far as Bay City is concerned, it's a First Amendment right to be able to keep any signage up. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
For the first time in nearly 3 months, restaurants across Michigan are open for indoor dining. John Hewitt reports.
The rough rule of thumb for many restaurant owner-operators we've spoken to during the pause is that carryout has added up to about 25% of what they normally would have seen for profit margin, give or take. Here at Buffalo Wild Wings in Livonia, Assistant General Manager Brian Schufeld says they have fared a little better, but he is more than pleased that they have been able to open their doors again.
Yeah, without getting political, I definitely think it's gone on too long. And the restaurants themselves, I think we've done everything we've been asked of. From You're only allowed to have tables of 6, social distance, every other table, mask, extra sanitizing, all that stuff. We feel like we've done everything from the beginning.
And he says they are more than ready to go with Super Sunday on the horizon.
The number of people hospitalized for treatment of the coronavirus continues to drop. The Michigan Health Department reports just over 2,000 new cases of the virus and 8 deaths reported Sunday and Monday. To date, 14,609 Michigan residents have died from the virus, while the total number of cases since last March is over 560,000. The number of people hospitalized has dropped to 1,376. That's about 200 fewer than last week. WSGW News.
Fast Eddie's Car Wash and Oil Change Center should be your one-stop shop for all your vehicle's needs. We provide outstanding service when it comes to keeping your vehicle clean and running at its best. We're now offering the latest in car wash engineering with its state-of-the-art technology. Twice the foam, twice the wax, twice the results. You won't be disappointed with the show. If we make it easy and affordable for you, we offer the Ultimate Car Wash membership. Starting as low as $19.95 a month, you can wash your vehicle every day of the week at any of our 16 locations. That's $19.95 for the entire month to keep that snow, ice, and salt off your vehicle. You can't beat that value, convenience, and quality that Fast Eddie's offers. So whether you're treating yourself or your vehicle or giving a gift or gesture to a friend or loved one, flowers? Overrated. Dinner? Short-lived. Vacation? A little pricey. Give the gift you'll be reminded of daily every time you step in that vehicle. Fast Eddie's Ultimate Car Wash membership. Believe me, it would be appreciated. Fast Eddie's.
WSGW News Time 9:08. The Midland Center for the Arts Winter Festival, which was postponed in December, has been rescheduled for this coming weekend. Ann Williams has more.
The festival is designed for families to celebrate weather traditions and winter fun and will feature a one-way exploration through the center with art, science, and history activities for all ages. The activities and format have been organized to be safe and socially distant during the ongoing pandemic. Artist booths will be placed throughout the building with specialty handmade products and art from local artisans. Tickets should be purchased in advance to reserve a time and allow for social distancing inside the building. They're on sale now and can be purchased on the Midland Center for the Arts website or by calling the ticket office. Members will be able to enjoy the event for free with a sneak peek on Saturday morning from 10 to 11. Families looking for a sensory-friendly experience can attend on Sunday from 10 to 11 for a quieter time with the lights dimmed. The festival supports the Alden B. Dow Museum. Williams, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
The Republican chair of the House Oversight Committee is out with priorities for election reforms in the state. Representative Matt Hall is offering up these suggestions: improving training for election challengers, election workers, and clerks, and prohibiting third-party groups from having digital access to the qualified voter file. Hall would also like cameras on all unstaffed absentee voter drop boxes. Saliva COVID-19 testing. A local clinic is the first in the state to offer the test. Here's MNN health reporter Dr. Deanna Lights.
Now you can find out if you have COVID-19 a sample. Dr. Mumtaz George is with the Birmingham Royal Oak Medical Group. He says recent research finds the test is as accurate as other COVID-19 tests.
And they found that getting a saliva sample was about 99% accurate compared to the other methods. So it's equivalent to the other methods of doing it, which is the nasopharynx and the oropharynx.
You can get test results in 24 to 48 hours. To learn more, go to BirminghamRoyalOakMedical.com. Dr. Deanna Lights, the Michigan News Network.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 910. I'm Dave Maurer.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Partly to highs will top out near 31 degrees. Winds north-northwest, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Lows falling to the teens. Winds remain north-northwest, 5. Winds west-northwest around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday night, increasing clouds. Lows drop to 17. Winds turn to the south-southwest around 5 miles per hour, and then a chance for snow developing by Thursday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now it's 19.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you, and welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Let me see if I can fix something here for a second. There we go. Well, I guess not. Welcome this morning, and we will have open phones for you during the 10 o'clock hour, and we will have on Focus this morning something called the William Hill Online Casino. We'll find out about that. But for this first hour, we're going to spend some time talking about higher education with a man who's involved with it every day because he is the president of Saginaw Valley State University. And we say good morning to President Don Bashand. Don, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. Always nice to hear your voice.
Always nice to hear yours. One of these days, we may be able to look at each other.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to those days more than you can know.
Yeah. By the way, I have greetings for you. Yeah, we had dinner last night with Gene Hamilton. So,
oh, did you?
Ham says hello.
Yeah, great. Leanne and I were out over to Frankenmuth late yesterday afternoon and looked at the ice. Sculptures and walked around town, and it's kind of great to be out.
Was the traffic less? We tried to do it Saturday, and that was a mistake.
I did the same thing. We did the same thing. We drove over there Saturday and couldn't get within 2 miles of town.
Yeah.
So we thought maybe if we went over on Monday afternoon, and it was great. Easy parked close to downtown and took a good walk and had a great experience.
Yeah, maybe we'll try that today. That might be a good idea. All right, Don, here we are, a year after COVID gets us all, and we're still in the midst of it. Let's talk, first of all, a little bit of an overview of the impact COVID-19 has had on higher education, and particularly Saginaw Valley State University, which, by the way, in honor of your visit this morning, I'm wearing a pullover from Saginaw Valley State University. Just want you to know that.
It may shock you that I probably have the same pullover out here, Art.
There we go.
There we go.
So,
we're totally prepared.
What's the university gone through in this past year?
Well, we've gone through a lot of planning, a lot of shifting, pivoting, turning. But we started the fall semester with some face-to-face instruction. Our dormitories were full. We had a very comprehensive health and safety plan in place using what we called Nest Ambassadors. Hundreds of undergraduate students were trained to help the rest of the university community adapt to our safety protocols, wearing masks, social distancing, washing hands. And the whole idea was it wasn't kind of an enforcement strategy, it was an educational strategy. I mean, our students and our faculty and staff wanted our students to continue to make academic progress. We knew in the pandemic, to make that happen on our campus, we'd have to take extraordinary measures, safety precautions, and we'd need a very high level of compliance. Well, I'm pleased to report that the educational process worked. The compliance level has been unbelievable, and we've had a very good experience with controlling the pandemic on our campus. We still have over 2,000 students living in our dormitories, and we have a combination of in class or face-to-face instruction with a kind of an online component. So it's kind of a instructional methods, and we've had a very good, knock on wood, very, very good success.
Is the campus open to the public?
No, it's not open to the public. I mean, we're not doing conferencing. We're not doing, the museum is open. Fredericks Museum is open to art students under the guidance of art faculty. So the campus isn't open, but it is open to students. We still have students and their families visiting campus in a controlled tour situation. But again, they all wear masks, and those appointments are all made by in advance. So we have visitors to campus, but they're scheduled visits to keep the density under control.
How, Don, and this may be a tough question, but how would you rate the educational experience of this past year versus what would be a normal year?
Well, it's kind of interesting. I've been doing this a long time. I spent quite a number of years as a faculty member, so I still kind of take on 10 freshmen every year as their academic advisor. And I find that all they need is a year, because after a year they figure out the system. But I got to tell you, the freshmen I've had this year, their academic success after the fall term has been very good, rather exceptional. But these are had this transitional experience their senior year in high school. So they were kind of used to or had some experience with online learning. Some of the students who had been here as traditional students for a couple of years, who then had to move to this hybrid or online format, found it a little more of a challenge for them. So I got to tell you, this freshman class is really a resilient bunch of young people who've made a tremendous adaptation and didn't want to put their whole lives on hold waiting for this pandemic to pass on. So they've made the adjustments. They're living in the dorms. They're wearing the masks, and they're performing very well academically. Now, would they prefer to be face-to-face? I can tell you they would all prefer to be face-to-face for every class, and they'd like to be interacting in the library and study spaces and lunchrooms like they used to, but they've adapted to these regulations we put in place, and it's been a beautiful thing to watch.
All right, Don, hang on. I'll take a break. We come back. We're going to talk about money and financing education and scholarships and all of that. Talking to Don Bashan, the president of Saginaw Valley State University. Time to play the WSGW 10K Payday Contest. Right now, you can qualify to win a $10,000 grand prize by entering the 10K Payday word online at WSGW.com. And the word this hour is pride, Pride. Take pride in what you do. Must be 18 or older to play. It's a contest being conducted by a large number of Alpha radio stations nationwide. One winner will be chosen. For complete contest rules, visit WSGW.com. It's the 10K Payday on WSGW. We'll be right back after these notes.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? They're here, but you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. And it's risky to be indoors with them, too. And masks? Well, they protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them. Wear a mask, watch your distance, and make a big difference now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The spread of COVID-19 is still unchecked across the nation, and you need to keep your family safe. Make a new habit and check your temperatures twice a day, once before dinner and before leaving home in the morning. You can't afford to take chances, so use the Exergen Temporal Scanner. It more than 80 clinical studies, and it takes an accurate reading in seconds. It's the only home thermometer used and recommended by hospitals, doctors, and nurses. Quick and easy to use. You can count on Exergen to keep your family safe 24 hours a day.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Pfizer's recent quarter was mixed about this year, and it's raising its forecast. ExxonMobil lost $20 billion in the quarter, but held up better than Wall Street was expecting. Harley-Davidson's holiday quarter was disappointing, but it is looking to the future with a 5-year strategy that includes electric motorcycles and a pre-owned program. Tesla is recalling nearly 135,000 vehicles in the U.S. because of a computer touchscreen problem. European budget airline Ryanair is now predicting this summer will see a travel slump similar to last year. It's blaming slow progress on EU vaccinations. And Marriott CEO Arne Sorensen is temporarily to be treated for pancreatic cancer. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Some big news. Since Election Day, almost 5 million people have downloaded the free Newsmax TV app on their smartphone. You can trust Newsmax TV. Watch it for free anytime. And go to Newsmax.com for breaking news. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Call your operator if they don't carry it. Plus, watch Newsmax on Roku, YouTube, Apple TV, Xumo, TiVo Plus, Pluto, and smart TVs like Samsung and LG. Newsmax is real people. Start watching today.
Northeastern Paint Supply invites you to listen to the WSGW Focus Show with Art Lewis. Weekday mornings from 11 to 11:30. You'll hear local business and community leaders. Sponsored by Northeastern Paint Home Decorating Centers in Saginaw and Bay City. This is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and WSGW.com.
Welcome back. The Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. We're chatting with the president of Saginaw Valley State University, Dr. Don Bashan. Don, there's been a lot of news lately, not all of it positive, about the cost of college education. It is very much in the forefront. There's a lot of discussion in Washington about how to pay for it and student loans and all of those things. What's your thoughts on where it's headed in terms of down the road? What's it going to cost to get a college education?
It costs a lot more than it did when you and I went through the system a few years ago.
Yeah,
I can speak primarily to our situation here at SVSU. We have the lowest tuition of any public university in the state. We provide our students with $3 million of scholarships through endowments that we've raised. The university contributes $21 million a year of money from our general fund to support the financial aid needs of students. And last year we froze tuition. So we understand the concerns and the situation of the students. But as what's happened in the last 25 years is the support from the state has dwindled, and universities have kind of been forced into making up for the lost state revenue with tuition revenue. And that's kind of what the formula has been. As state aid has decreased, we've had to shift a greater amount of the burden on the shoulders of our students and their parents, which kind of brings us to where we are today.
That's an interesting comment, because when you and I went to school, I know I've told this story before, my parents took on that responsibility. They thought that was their responsibility. We seem to have moved away from that. Not everybody, it's a big brush to paint, but it seems we've moved away from that concept, and the kids are more on their own, go out and, borrow the money, which is burying them.
Yeah, that does seem to be the trend. So you hear all this talk about loan forgiveness at the federal level. There's so many things that are out there being discussed. It's kind of difficult for a lot of students and their parents to figure out what the best approach might be. But we're committed to accessibility here, and we've got excellent financial aid counselors. And what a lot of students and their families really don't grasp is you really don't know what it's going to cost you until you submit all of your financial information, fill out, determine what internal scholarships you're available, what are available to you, what competitive scholarships are available to you. Then you're going to get a number, and that number varies from student to student to family, and the only way you're going to find out about that true level of affordability is to go through the process, and that's what students for this fall should be engaged in right now.
Tell us about your scholarship fund, because I know you're putting an effort on to try and bolster that fund.
Yeah, matter of fact, we have our annual 2 for 2 for SVSU Day of Giving today, and we're hoping to raise $100,000 in one day to add to the 1,100 private scholarships that we have out there for our students every year. So I distribute $3 million in scholarships to our students annually, just out of our scholarship endowment. So I think our donors really understand and are well aware of the high cost of education, and they and our community here at SVSU have made it a high priority to raise more money to create more financial opportunities for our students going forward.
Is the alumni community active in this? Do they help you raise these funds?
Yes, they are. Our alumni community does so much for us, some 40,000 of them. Some provide internship opportunities for our students. They hire our graduates. We've got a very sophisticated online advising system where accounting majors can talk to accounting graduates that either run firms or have managerial positions in firms to get professional advice from these folks. So they act as a huge resource in so many ways to our student body. It's really a powerful experience for our students to talk to alumni who have been successful, who can give them one-on-one advice about the future.
Don, let's talk a process a little bit here. For a youngster in high school right now and the parents of that youngster thinking about what to do in the future and where to go, how do they assess the value of Saginaw Valley State University? What should they do?
Well, they need to talk to an admissions advisor, and they need to talk to a financial aid advisor. And these admissions are very well aware of all of the academic programs we have. I mean, it's critically important that high school students are looking at colleges that have the programs, the specific programs that they're interested in. If they're interested in mechanical engineering, we have it, and it's very good. Healthcare professions, nursing, health science, clinical lab science, OT, we have all those programs, and they're all very good. They're one of the best teacher preparation, teacher education programs in the country, and the graduates are very clear. All of the school districts within 6 counties of SVSU are populated heavily by SVSU prepared teachers, principals, and superintendents, criminal justice, psychology. So there's so many programs that we have that are, I think, very high value and in the market at a reasonable cost compared to what other institutions are charging.
So
you need to talk about do you have the program? That's first and foremost, and you need to ask these advisors and Jim's office, okay, what are these, where are your graduates? Where do they end up being employed? What kinds of income levels do they have? What kind of feedback do you have from your graduates on their experience at SVSU? We have all that information, and all the prospective students and parents have to do is ask us to provide it for them.
Let me ask you, Don, do we put too much emphasis on the name of the college you went to, the name of the university? If a person comes to Saginaw Valley State University and studies nursing, for example, as opposed to going one of the big name schools we all know in the country, probably because of their football programs, is it going to make any difference in terms of their career and where they get hired?
No, well, all of these programs are accredited by the same national accrediting bodies. I would argue a degree in nursing from Saginaw Valley State University, you're going to get as serious a consideration from any healthcare provider, any hospital, as a degree you have from any other place. The same with engineering, certainly the same with teacher preparation. So I'm not suggesting that one school is better than the other, but a name recognition does not affect the actual graduate from specific programs. You just have different experiences at different places, but I can tell you that our undergraduates who go on to the graduate school are very successful in getting in the best graduate schools in the country with undergraduate degrees from SVSU. So it's pretty indicative of the overall quality of the academic experience for our graduates.
Let me ask you this question, since I sort of alluded to it in that previous question. How important are sports to the university?
Well, for us, it's we have about 500 student athletes engaged in varsity sports. Most of them are not on scholarship. They're fine athletes. They may have a partial scholarship of some type with athletics, but many of our athletes have academic scholarships, and that meaning they're very good high school students, have good GPAs and testing scores. College sports at a very high level with the cost of their education not covered through an athletic scholarship, but rather an academic scholarship. So the net impact is we have about 500 students who may be at a different institution if we didn't offer them the to compete in college sports.
All right, Don, hang on. I want to take a break. We'll do another segment talking to Don Bachand, president of Saginaw Valley State University. More with Don when we return here on the Art Lewis Show.
When it comes to finances, does it ever feel like you're all alone with lots of questions and too few answers? Maybe it's time to find a credit union home, excited about working together with you through life, where you belong, and connect with local folks who know you as more than an account number, who answer your questions before you even ask, about your possibilities, flexible about changing and growing right alongside you, trustworthy like a friend or neighbor. Belonging at Wildfire Credit Union means your money stays right in your own backyard, helping to build this community so we all live fully. If you're an individual or business looking for a place that truly cares about people, relationships, and community more than money, we welcome you to join Wildfire. You belong here. Together. Let's do this. Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
I'm Joel, co-founder of the company behind SuperBeets. This guy must really love beets. Well, I'd like to say yes. The truth is that when I asked our team of scientists and dietitians to find the best superfoods for promoting heart-healthy energy and supporting healthy blood pressure, they led me to beets. But we didn't stop there. I'm excited to share with you our newest product, SuperBeets Heart Chews, which includes clinically researched grapeseed extract, shown to be 2 times as effective at supporting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle. Our team is committed to supporting your healthy lifestyle with products like SuperBeets Heart Chews. Science-backed, plant-based, and better for you.
Get a free 30-day supply of SuperBeets Chews, plus a free 30-day supply of Super Grapes with your first purchase when you shop at GetSuperBeets.com/sky. That's GetSuperBeets.com/sky.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis. Travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms can mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer. From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And welcome back here on WSGW, and welcome to those of you watching on Twitch.tv, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on YouTube. Glad to have you with us. We're talking to the president of Saginaw Valley State University, President Don Bachand, about higher education in the COVID world we live in today. Don, I want to talk about the School of Business, because you had a pretty significant expansion in that area, didn't you?
We certainly did. We opened our new building before COVID hit last March, and I was over there the other day, and it is a spectacular, modern learning facility, and we can't wait to take advantage of all of its assets here in the very near future.
I was going to say, you probably didn't get to use it that much, did you?
No, it looks like new, actually. As a matter of fact, I was advised by Jim Mulador, our CFO, this morning that that building has just won some architectural recognition or special awards that I'm going to be briefed on later this afternoon. So it is a beautiful, very functional learning facility that provides business students with the state-of-the-art technology for looking at big data and problem solving in a modern business environment.
So if we look in the Bashand crystal ball and look at the university 5 and 10 years down the road, any more expansion coming?
No, I think if you look at the demographics of the United States, massive growth of higher education in this region will probably be pretty flat. So our focus to the future is to continue to improve on all of our academic offerings, keeping the curriculum up to date, adjusting to market conditions, and trying to provide the highest quality, personalized education to our students, and with just a laser focus on producing the talent that our regional employers and statewide employers are successful. So we're going to continue to produce engineers, healthcare professionals, teachers, educators. That's what our sweet spot is, and that's what we're going to continue to do at a very high level, Art.
How have you done recruiting in the minority communities?
Well, we've worked at very hard at that. There's a lot of it's a very complicated process because of the cost is an issue for all of our prospective students. So we've developed some special strategies to be more effective in the local community with minority students, and we'll see how we do this fall implementing those scholarship and other opportunity grants for area students.
What's been the size of the student population lately? I know at one time 10,000 was like the cap, but you haven't been there lately, have you?
No, we're down right around 8,800 students. It's been kind of an incremental decline of 2 to 3%, for the last several years.
You see that changing at all?
No, I think we're very close to flatlining there, where we'll be flat going forward at about 8,500 to 8,800 students, and our campus is built out to accommodate that number of students in terms of housing and classroom space. So we're in a pretty good situation. Most of what we're doing in terms of building in the future is, after these buildings have 10, 15, 20 years in them, you have to spend a lot of money to keep the technology up. Because our goal always is to have our guests to SVSU walk anywhere on this campus and have the same quality of learning experience, the same level of orderly, functional buildings and facilities. And to do that, it's like going to 2 million square foot house. There's a lot of upkeep in maintaining 800 acres and that size of fiscal plan.
And the other side of the equation, of course, is staff. How are you doing in attracting faculty?
Well, we're still successful in recruiting the kind of faculty, the student-centered faculty that and professional staff that we're looking for. So we haven't had any difficulty attracting the kind of faculty and staff that meet the very high standards we have here for being employed at SVSU. That's not been an issue, and I don't expect that's going to be an issue. Our reputation kind of serves us well in that regard. It's a good place to work. It's a collegial environment, and you know, so when you're recruited here, it's because you have an interest in students and working effectively with the staff to make sure that everybody has a good experience here.
Don, I want to end up on an entirely different topic because in the last several weeks, The university, in partnership with Meyer and Covenant, has held some inoculation clinics, vaccination clinics. And I've had calls on this program from folks that were there that told me how well organized it was and that you had plenty of people on site to handle it. What were your thoughts on that, and how'd you get involved in it?
Well, we made our facilities available because, we have open spaces. We've got a great athletic complex that is a very versatile facility. It was converted into this massive kind of clinic setting very quickly. We've got a conference bureau that is absolutely world-class, that knows how to put these kinds of programs together, how to organize, to engage in the logistics. And we've had so many volunteers from the university community that were willing to help a pretty aged population come here for these vaccinations, help them park, help them fill out the forms, get them into the facility for a very efficient vaccination process and out safely. So it's been a community service project for us that our community has taken very seriously, and we've provided over 3,000 vaccinations in the sessions that we've had here. Now, I myself had my vaccination at the Bay City because I'm a Bay County resident, and I got out first chance I had and registered with my demographics, and I was called by Bay County to have my vaccination over John F. Kennedy Boulevard 3 weeks ago last Friday. So I go for my second vaccination this Friday. I must say that they had a very efficient and well-managed system in Bay County as well. Quick in, quick out, very friendly, very hospitable environment. So I think we have lots of capacity in this region to vaccinate a lot of people. We just need access to the vaccine. I think that's been the holdup, is the availability of the vaccine, and for some populations, trying to figure out where to register and how to get into the system. But like I say, I got into the system online very early on, and I just got an email, and it was my time to go. But I
did the same thing.
But I must tell you, I registered in a lot of places.
I registered in two.
County.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I registered.
I registered.
Go ahead.
I registered in Bay County with my through the medical facility where my physician is. Mm-hmm. And I was called by Bay County first, and 2 days later I was called by the other, or emailed by the other company. Because I meet all the demographic criteria to be in that earlier group of patients.
I'm with you. Well, listen. I'm looking forward.
There's an advantage to this, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm looking forward to spring and maybe a little return to golf and all that good stuff.
I'd love it, but I tell you, it's inspiring being here at the university every single day and watching, the faculty and the staff and the students adapt to these conditions and continue to plow forward with their lives and commitment to what we do at SVSU. It's been a tough time, but I tell you, it's been inspiring to watch these people do what they do every day.
And if somebody wants to contribute to your scholarship fund today, because you've got that big event going on, how do you do it?
2 at SVSU. Just go to our website, and it's a seamless transactional possibility. I've already logged on this morning. I've made my contribution, so I know the system is proficient and working well. But it's a great way to help support these young people that really need this higher education. 37 of the 50 hottest jobs in the Michigan economy require a 4-year degree. So that's how important these degrees are to these young people. If you want them to have a good job and a good opportunity, then it starts with this academic preparation. So we're doing everything we can to try and make that possible for the students financially.
Well, Don, I want to thank you for spending a little time with us this morning, as always, my friend, and look forward to more normal times when we can actually sit down and break bread and do something like that.
I look forward to it, Art. It's always an honor to be on your show.
I appreciate it. Have yourself a great day. Stay safe.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye now. Don Bichon, president of Saginaw Valley State University. We'll take a break, come back, and in the few minutes we have left, we will do open phones, and we'll have open phones right through the next hour here on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis. Stick around. We'll be back in just a couple of moments.
Who will help you get there? You spent years working, taking care of your kids, saving money, and now you're nearing retirement. Now it's your turn. You get to decide where to go next. Will your retirement include travel? Do you have a guide to help you get there? Jason and Carl Kreiderman and their team at Great Lakes Investment Advisors have helped hundreds of families create their retirement roadmap. Don't let financial limitations take you off course. Jason and Carl want you to have the retirement you've worked so hard for. They can help you create a retirement roadmap that's tailored to your lifestyle and goals. Call Jason and Carl Kreiderman and the team at Great Lakes Investment Advisors today at 989-848-1188 and schedule a visit. 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune in to Jason and Carl Kreiderman's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Investment advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors Incorporated, a registered investment advisor with the state of Michigan.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents... And Doug.
Breathe out and repeat after me. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Your bird is eating my candles.
Your bird is eating my candles.
No, seriously, he's making a mess.
No, seriously.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Get a customized quote at libertymutual.com.
Listen to this radio station on the radio.com app. Discover and enjoy your favorite music, news, and talk radio from live stations across the country. Listen anywhere on all mobile and home devices with the radio.com app.
If I'm not commuting anymore, where do I really want to live?
While you handle life's questions, Merrill helps you manage your portfolio and invest for your next move with the option to work with an advisor at a low cost and minimum. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/investing goals to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, both a registered broker-dealer and investment advisor, member SIPC. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
RocketGrabPlus.com. What would you say if we could give you a $20 meal at Sullivan's Food and Spirits for only $10? Well, you're in luck because that is exactly what we are doing. A $20 certificate for only $10 to Sullivan's Food and Spirits. It's located on Gratiot in Saginaw, and you can snag your deal right now at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins.
Are we done with Trump being compared to Hitler, do you think? Or is that going to continue?
That'll be around forever, probably. There will be people who literally thought they lived through an American version of Hitler.
It's like a beauty contest where you have more contestants that come out to become the new Hitler. Trump retires the crown. If I had a nickel for every person that's been the new Hitler, I'd be a millionaire right now.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weeknights at 7 on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show, and let's head down to Nashville, Tennessee, and talk to Bob this morning. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
How are you?
How are you?
Great.
It's pretty cold there, isn't it?
It's in the 20s. We're going to be mid to upper 20s today, probably move into the 30s by Thursday, and then back down again. Not too bad.
How much snow do you have on the ground?
Where I am, probably 2 inches, maybe. Farther south, the farther south you go, the more there was.
Oh, boy. That's not bad, 2 inches.
No, we're in pretty good shape.
Listen, I had a question for Don. Maybe you could answer it for me.
Sure.
Here in Tennessee, we have tuition-free public community college an arrangement, and it's working out fantastically well. Is it likely that Michigan will have such a thing?
Well, I know it's been talked about. Whether it comes to fruition or not, that I can't tell you. I think it's a question of finding the money, obviously. It's also been talked about at the federal level. So, it's the old follow the money. If you've got the money, you can do it. If you don't have the money, you can't. So we'll have to wait and see. But it has been discussed, not only here but around the country, and certainly in Washington, D.C. I know it's been part of particularly the progressive Democrats would love to have not only free junior college but community college, but they'd like to have free 4-year. But I don't see that happening. I think that's going to be a little prohibitive. But certainly it's been discussed. Let's put it that way.
Well, if the money here comes from gambling revenues.
Yeah, well,
and I don't know if Michigan.
Well,
I don't know if Michigan could do that or not.
Well, we do have gambling revenue in Michigan. We have so many casinos, it's unreal. But 3 of them are state licensed, so they paid pretty good taxes to Detroit and the state. And then, of course, the lotteries are used for K through 12 education. The legislative commitment to colleges has been going down in recent years, and consequently placing the burden more on the shoulders of the student than the state. So it's been just the opposite. Colleges and universities have suffered losses in their budget from their state subsidies and had to pass that on somehow. It's I don't see it happening tomorrow, but it's conceivable that community college may have some change in the way it's financed down the road. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
All right. I got to run because I'm out of time here, Bob, but good talking to you. Take care.
Well, my pleasure.
Take care.
Okay, Art.
Bye-bye now. We will take our last break, come back, close out this hour. But again, next hour will be open phones. Talk to you more then here on WSGW.
Hi, I'm Tom. On to Mark Patrick's Hypnosis Seminar, February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds, and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day, and nothing worked until Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food, crazy. Enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick Hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again, my blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Stop smoking. Lose weight now. Cravings, irritability, or your money back. Only $49.99 guaranteed. Join Mark Patrick's Hypnosis Seminar and lose the weight. Stop smoking or end anxiety for only $49.99 guaranteed or your money back. Because of coronavirus, the seminar is now online, live Thursday, February 11th or Saturday, February 13th for the Saginaw area. Details at markpatrickseminars.com. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? They're here, but you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. And it's risky to be indoors with them, too. And masks? Well, they protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them. Wear a mask, watch your distance. Difference now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Is the cost of finishing the basement worth the benefit of some peace and quiet?
When questions find you, Merrill Edge Self-Directed Investing can help you find answers with personalized planning tools and insights to help you get where you want to go, even if it's just downstairs. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/withinreach to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated. Registered broker-dealer, member SIPC. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
All right, we're back with you just for a few seconds up to the top of the hour. One note, we had someone send a message that they're unable to listen to WSGW on iHeartRadio. What's happening is we used to have two streaming signals, the AM and the FM. We've simulcast the signals, but in doing so, the 100.5 stream went away. So if you want to listen on iHeart or on radio.com, go to the 790 WSGW site and you will be able to listen again. All right? Or when I'm on the air, you can go to one of the video sites and actually watch me spouting off. Something like that, anyway. We'll be back after the news with lots more here on the Art Lewis Show.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We're following breaking news out of Florida. Police say several FBI agents have been shot, Fort Lauderdale. The extent of their injuries is not confirmed. WFOR-TV's Brooke Schaefer is on the scene.
The Miami Herald reporting that this was all part of a child porn investigation. Still a massive police presence here in Sunrise.
The suspect is said to be barricaded inside his home. Besides that large contingent of officers outside, there are also many at a hospital nearby. New COVID cases and deaths are going down after spiking in January. Still, medical workers say conditions in hospitals are harrowing. Correspondent David Begnaud is at a medical center outside L.A.
Captain Joe Hargrave has been at Riverside University Health System. Hargrave is haunted by what the virus is doing not just to the patients, but to the families, too. Their only news about their loved one often comes over the phone, and in many cases, it's Hargrave that's connecting them.
Today, a wife had 3 children, and it's like, who do you choose to come with you to say goodbye to your father? You know, if it was my father and my mom had to make the decision about who would go with her to say goodbye, I just can't imagine that.
Republicans say President Biden listened but didn't budge during a 2-hour Oval Office meeting on their compromise COVID relief bill. Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy tells CBS this morning.
There's been a call for unity and bipartisanship. We had bipartisanship for the first 5, and it's out the window on the 6th.
The price tag on their proposal is about a third of the president's $1.9 trillion package. A heads up for electric car owners. Tesla is recalling 135,000 Model S luxury sedans and Model X SUVs. Touchscreens can fail when a memory chip runs out of storage capacity, which can affect defrosting, turn signals, and driver assistance features. A powerful snowstorm that's stretching into its second day in the Northeast is pounding inland now. CBS meteorologist David Parkins.
That maybe an inch or two in most of the Northeast, with the exception of northern New England for the rest of the day today. But it's snowing just outside of New York City. It's snowing in Philadelphia. It's snowing all the way down to D.C., and there's a little bit of snow in Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky as well.
The big game is almost here, but a Super Bowl food favorite is in short supply.
From atomic to lemon pepper, we make it our way.
The National Chicken Council says there's been a run on wings during the pandemic. With more of us sitting in front of TV and reaching for snacks, sales are up 7%. Dow's up 384. This is CBS News.
Indeed delivers great candidates fast. In fact, Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than job sites combined, according to Talent Nest. More at Indeed.com/credit.
Northeastern Paint Supply invites you to listen to the WSGW Focus Show with Art Lewis. Weekday mornings from 11 to 11:30. You'll hear local business and community leaders. Sponsored by Northeastern Paint Home Decorating Centers in Saginaw and Bay City.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? They're here, but you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. And it's risky to be indoors with them, too. And masks? Well, they protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them. Wear a mask, watch your distance, and make a big difference now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm Joel, co-founder of the company behind Super Beets. I know what you're thinking. This guy must really love beets. Well, I'd like to say yes. The truth is that when I asked our team of scientists and dietitians to find the best superfoods for promoting heart-healthy energy and supporting healthy blood pressure, they led me to beets. But we didn't stop there. I'm excited to share with you our newest product, Super Beets Heart Chews, which includes clinically researched grapeseed extract, shown to be 2 times as effective at supporting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. Our team is committed to supporting your healthy lifestyle with products like Super Beets Heart Chews. Science-backed, plant-based, and better for you.
Get a free 30-day supply of Super Beets Chews, plus a free 30-day supply of Super Grapes with your first purchase when you shop at getsuperbeets.com/sky. That's getsuperbeets.com/sky.
As a dentist, I know what my patients are saying. She says her gums are irritated. Is there anything you can do? You can try new Crest Advanced Gum Restore. It detoxifies below the gum line to restore your gums back to health in just 7 days.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 23 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Ian Williams. Bay City residents are getting frustrated with the number of others in the city keeping campaign signs up into what will be the 4th month since November's elections. WSGW's Rick Antonio has more in this report.
City Commissioner Kristen Ribbett says she's fielded many unhappy calls from residents complaining about campaign signs staying up, but City Manager Dana Muscat says there's not much the city can do about it since it falls under residents' First Amendment rights.
We've had a couple different attorney opinions, and they've all concluded it is an infringement on people's right to speak.
The level of animosity from neighbor to neighbor I've seen in my ward is really escalating. There's a lot of tension, shall I say, at the neighborhood level. There's got to be a space that we start talking about how we heal as a community and try to figure out how we can move forward.
Muscat adds that like surrounding municipalities, the city does have ordinances about signage, but unlike the other cities, they mostly pertain to large signs or exhibits with numerous displays, decoration, and signage. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
A crash left the intersection of Mackinac and Tittabawassee roads closed for nearly 2 hours last night. Eyewitness reports said the crash between a red Buick and a white Honda Pilot happened shortly after 11 o'clock. After the Buick allegedly ran a flashing red signal, the two vehicles collided in the middle of the intersection, causing the Buick to roll over several times before going off the road. The man behind the wheel of the Honda escaped mostly unharmed, but the other, unconscious driver, needed to be extricated from the vehicle by Kochville and Saginaw Township responders before being taken to an area hospital. It's not known whether alcohol was a factor. The incident is under investigation. WSGW News Time is 10:07.
When it comes to finances, does it ever feel like you're all alone with lots of questions and too few answers? Maybe it's time to find a credit union home, excited about working together with you through life, where you belong, and connect with local folks who know you as more than an account number, who answer your questions before you even ask, and are passionate about your possibilities. Flexible about changing and growing right alongside you. Trustworthy, like a friend or neighbor. Belonging at Wildfire Credit Union means your money stays right in your own backyard, helping to build this community so we all live fully. If you're an individual or business looking for a place that truly cares about people, relationships, and community more than money, we welcome you to join Wildfire. You belong here. Together. Let's do this. Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
WSGW News Time is 10:08. Mid-Michigan Medical Center in Midland recently expanded its comprehensive musculoskeletal offerings to include robotics-assisted knee surgery. The hospital's first robotics-assisted knee replacement surgery using the CORI, C-O-R-I, surgical system was recently done by orthopedic surgeon Mark Goth. Goth says the system allows surgeons to create a customized 3D digital model of the patient's knee, removing the need for a CT scan or MRI, and helps finalize and verify the selection of the patient's knee implant and create a plan for their surgery. Implants can be more accurately positioned with information about the patient's knee sent to the robotics-assisted handpiece at more than 300 times per second. For more information, visit the Mid-Michigan Health website. A 17-year-old Gratiot County teen has admitted responsibility in the shooting death of his 11-year-old sister. Corbin Redmond pleaded guilty to reckless discharge of a firearm, resulting in death after the August 2019 shooting of Allison Redmond in their Arcata Township home. Addison was killed with a 20-gauge shotgun blast to the head. Redmond repeatedly denied killing his sister, even as the police investigation uncovered evidence against him. He was initially charged with murder and felony firearm, but agreed to plead guilty to the lesser charge. Redmond was 15 at the time of the shooting. An April court hearing will determine whether he should be charged as an adult or a juvenile. With February here, that means auto workers will soon learn more how much they'll get in the way of profit sharing checks. The first earnings report will come from Ford on Thursday. Here's more from Jeff Gilbert.
The profit-sharing number will almost certainly be below the $6,600 Ford workers received last year. It's based on a formula worked out in the union contract. LMC automotive analyst Jeff Schuster says workers were a big part of the industry's rebound from a tough spring.
Clearly, this could not have happened. The rebound could not have happened if it wasn't for all employees and workers. That was a critical component to get the plants restarted.
Profit sharing is based on pre-tax North American earnings, which in the first 3 quarters of 2020 were about $3.5 billion behind the 2019 numbers.
And that reporting. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom, 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see mostly sunny skies here for today with a high around 30 degrees. Northwest winds around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies and a low around 11. By Wednesday, sunshine, high of 33 degrees. Thursday, a chance for some snow showers here late. We'll see cloudy sky conditions and a high around 37. Friday, cloudy and breezy, high around 28 degrees. Saturday, we'll have a chance for some snow showers here, cloudy skies, and a high around 21. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 21.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Welcome back here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show for a Tuesday morning, February 2nd. Nice to have you with us from my home studio. And those of you who wish to look upon us, you can do so on twitch.tv, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on YouTube, because we are now streaming the video as I talk to you. So it's kind of like, gee, here's my head. You get to watch for whatever reason. But we're glad to have you with us. You could also comment on the message board that goes with it. And we are going to have an open phone hour. Whatever you'd like to chat about, it's Saginaw, Bay City, 752-6111, toll free, 866-790, WSGW. And if you are calling from outside the state of Michigan, you can't use that 866 number. That's an intrastate number only. But you can call 989-752-6111. Most carriers don't charge you roaming and long distance anymore. So wherever you are, if you'd like to chime in, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a buzz. All right? A number of things. First of all, I want to do a little history today, because this was an important day back in 1990. It is one of the few times in history where the world literally was able to bring pressure upon a country to change its policies. And I speak of South Africa, because it was on this date in 1990 that it was announced that the African National Conference would be recognized. And it was also announced that Nelson Mandela would be released from prison. And this was the president of South Africa, Mr. de Klerk, making that announcement. Oops, just a moment. We will have to redo that for you because something was amiss. Oh, well, technology. I know what I did. I forgot to plug it in is what I forgot to do. It happens. But it was a pretty critical day because it is one of the few times where sanctions imposed by the entire world for all practical purposes forced South Africa to get rid of apartheid. We've tried unilateral sanctions and we've found out they don't work. Why do we still do them? Look at Cuba. What has changed in Cuba since the late 50s, early 60s when we imposed harsh sanctions on them, all by ourselves, of course? Rest of the world was free to deal with them, and they do. But the only thing they lost were new cars in Cuba. They're driving a lot of old American cars. But did it help the people of Cuba? Did it get rid of an offensive regime? The only thing we got rid of were the Russian rockets at the time. You'll remember that Kennedy and the Russian missile crisis worked out in our favor at that time. But if you look over the last decades and decades and decades of sanctions on Cuba, you can't point to anything that's really succeeded. There was a movement a while back to lessen the grip on Cuba, so to speak, during the Obama administration, and that's one of the things that Obama did that I was in favor of. I have been against this unilateral sanctioning. I think if we open up Cuba, the United States will benefit. Construction workers, construction companies, supplies, you name it. I think we'd stand to benefit with a better relation. Now, we may not like the government. We may think they're oppressive. They are. But still, we've not been able to change a thing in Cuba. Nothing. So does it make sense to continue that policy? Why shouldn't Americans be allowed to vacation in Cuba if they so desire? To me, unilateral sanctions do not make a lot of sense because the rest of the world do an end run around you. Gee, you can't have Cuban cigars in the United States. Okay, go to Canada. When you could. Now, I mean, COVID-19 has changed all that, but you know what I mean. Couldn't get them here? Go across the border. You can get all you want. You couldn't fly from the United States to Cuba? Go to Canada. You can fly there. It makes no sense. And we haven't gained anything. I mean, if after a year or two or even 5, the sanctions worked and all of a sudden you saw major change, I'd say, okay, makes sense. But we haven't. It's been, 6 or 7 decades now, and nothing has changed. So I really think, we punish 2 groups of people. We punish ourselves because economically we don't benefit from any exchange with Cuba, and we punish the people of Cuba, not the people running it. They haven't been bothered at all, apparently. So I just think that that's one of those issues that I'd like to see resolved. I really would. To me, it's a waste of our time and our energy and our treasure to some degree, too. So there you go. I mean, that's just my thoughts. And I was triggered by this story about Mandela getting out in 1990 and started to think about it. It's the only time the world got together. Everybody sanctioned South Africa on apartheid. And it finally broke the back. But unilaterally, we don't do much. Not really very good. All right. Our lines are open for you. You can give us a call, whatever's on your mind, whatever you'd like to talk about. There will be opening arguments, I guess, coming up here on the impeachment of Donald Trump, the second impeachment. The case managers from the House will make their case Trump's defense lawyers will give us an insight into their strategies. And on we go with this, what I think is a waste of time, but that's beside the point. Anyway, we're going to take a little time out here. We'll start by trying to give away some money. What do you think? Time to play the WSGW 10K Payday Contest. Right now, you can qualify to win the $10,000 grand prize by entering a 10K Payday word online at WSGW.com. Now, the word for this hour is ring, R-I-N-G. Let the phone ring. Must be 18 or older to play. It's a contest being conducted by a large number of Alpha radio stations nationwide. One winner will be chosen. For complete contest rules, visit WSGW.com. It's the 10K Payday on WSGW. And we will be back with more of the Art Lewis Show following these notes.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. How to use it.
The Saginaw Children's Zoo has a great resource for learning from home. Check out our website to learn more about our fantastic animals, from mammals to reptiles to birds. Buy a gift card today or stop at our gift shop for fun animal gifts. Find us on Facebook or visit our website at SaginawZoo.com for more info.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. It's fun for me. Saginaw Children's Zoo. How to use it.
RocketGrabPlus.com. What would you say if we could give you a $20 meal at Sullivan's Food for only $10? Well, you're in luck because that is exactly what we are doing. A $20 certificate for only $10 to Sullivan's Food and Spirits. It's located on Gratiot in Saginaw, and you can snag your deal right now at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Pfizer's recent quarter was... It is optimistic about this year, and it's raising its forecast. ExxonMobil lost $20 billion in the quarter, but held up better than Wall Street was expecting. Harley-Davidson's holiday quarter was disappointing, but it is looking to the future with a 5-year strategy that includes electric motorcycles and a pre-owned program. Tesla is recalling nearly 135,000 vehicles in the U.S. because of a computer touchscreen problem. European budget airline Ryanair is now predicting this summer will see a travel slump similar to last year. It's blaming slow progress on EU vaccinations. And Marriott CEO Arne Sorensen is temporarily reducing his schedule to be treated for pancreatic cancer. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Some big news. Since Election Day, almost 5 million people have downloaded the free Newsmax TV app on their You can trust Newsmax TV. Watch it for free anytime. And go to Newsmax.com for breaking news. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Call your operator if they don't carry it. Plus, watch Newsmax on Roku, YouTube, Apple TV, Xumo, TiVo Plus, Pluto, and smart TVs like Samsung and LG. Newsmax is real news for real people. Start watching today.
Chrissy is refinancing her home, so she shopped around for the lowest rate and found it at Amerisave.com, setting her up for a lifetime of savings. It's one decision she'll never regret, unlike wearing tap shoes to a surprise party.
Sorry, guys. Just trying to find the perfect hiding place.
Pretty regrettable, Chrissy. Unlike finding that low mortgage rate at Amerisave.com that's got you on your way to a lifetime of savings. Amerisave's rates won't be this low forever, so go to Amerisave.com now. Lower mortgage rates mean higher savings. Call 866-514-SAVE or visit Amerisave.com/licensing for cost information, terms, and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all states except New York. NMLS number 1168.
Any credit card can offer cash back, but only Discover matches all back you've earned at the end of your first year. It's like getting one of those birthday cards that's shaped like cash, so you already know there's cash inside before opening it. But in this case, It's stuffed with your first year cash back match, and you don't even have to send a thank you note. Cashback Match. Only by Discover Card. Learn more at discover.com/match. Discover. Something brighter.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show.
Are you telling me a guy who calls himself Marilyn Manson might not be a great guy?
He's lost his career. Now he's making solar panels. Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weeknights at 7 on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, welcome back here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. Lines open for you. Give us a call if anything's on your mind you'd like to chat about. By the way, I mentioned the apartheid coming to an end in 1990. I tried to play that one clip just to prove I can do it. This was F.W. de Klerk announcing the release of Nelson Mandela.
The government has taken a firm decision to release Mr. Mandela unconditionally.
There it is. I just wanted to prove that I actually could do it, you know. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about something that was released yesterday by the Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson. She unveiled a legislative agenda to ensure the future of Michigan elections and to secure them. And there are a number of facets to it. Some of them I agree with, some of them not so much. Let me read a couple of them to you to give you an idea of what was included in her legislative agenda. It will require absentee ballot applications to be mailed to registered voters every federal election cycle. Now, you remember the controversy that caused. A lot of people were saying they were mailing out ballots. They weren't. They were absentee ballot applications. Should we spend the money to do that? Or should we have you request one? I don't know. Absentee ballots, because the nature of voting here in Michigan and what the voters approved on the ballot, I guess, you know, absentee ballots are here to stay. And without reason, you can just fill one out. You don't have to have the reason that I'm not going to be around or I'm too ill, I'm infirmed. None of that. You could just vote absentee, and that is going to be a huge wave of the future. So I guess, I mean, I'm neutral on it because, you know, the horse is out of the barn. It's not going back in. The door's closed. You might as well live with it. The question is how to make it secure and safe. She does address some of that in her attempt to modify elections in Michigan. She wants to mandate ballots postmarked by Election Day and received shortly after are counted. As long as they're postmarked by Election Day, I don't have a problem with that. Should be. Establish early in-person voting. That I have a problem with, and I'll go back and tell you why. I've said it many times. She wants to make, this is an interesting one, she wants to make Election Day a state holiday to facilitate voting and to make it easier for citizens to serve as election workers. Well, it doesn't change the way you vote any. I don't know. What do you think about that, a state holiday? That means it's going to cost employers money for people that work on a holiday. Allow overseas service members and spouses to return their ballots electronically. Okay, I don't think that's a bad proposal, as long as there are safeguards. And how do you safeguard electronically? Sometimes you wonder about that. Require translated election materials where a significant non-English speaking community lives. Oh, I have had over the years issues with that, and I'll explain why. I'll go back to that one. Provide funds to ensure voting locations are ADA compliant and establish curbside voting. It's interesting. Allow processing of absentee ballots 2 weeks prior to Election Day, so they get the process started early. I wouldn't have a problem with that. prohibit open carry of firearms within 100 feet of a voting location. That has to do with intimidation, obviously. Mandate training standards for election challengers and election workers. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Require a statewide risk-limiting audit of election results prior to state certification. Certify, in other words, audit and make sure that they're certifiable. All right, so let's go back to the ones I have a problem with. In-person early voting. Now, we saw some of that this last time because if you didn't have an absentee ballot, you wanted one, you could go into the clerk's office and they would give you a ballot and you could fill it out. I have said, for as long as I've been talking on the radio, that I believe that it is a great privilege of being an American to participate in the system, and it's not too much to ask that one day a year, or one day, let's talk about election cycles, federal election cycles, that we ask you to go out and vote on one day. I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't believe in making it overly easy. I mean, we've heard suggestions, we're all going to be able to vote by computer at home. You know, let's expand voting for a couple of weeks. No, I don't buy into that. I staunchly believe that we have a responsibility as American citizens to participate in our government. For some, that means running for politics. For others, participation is as simple as going to a polling place and filling out your ballot. That's not too much to ask. And if you don't want to do that, then you have the absentee ballot in Michigan because we, the people, said that's what we want. So I'm not going to argue with it. It's already done. If you want to use an absentee ballot, use it. At least you are voting. But as far as election day and going to the polls, I think that's a one-day event. And it's embarrassing that we don't get bigger voter turnouts than we do. It really is. Provide funds to ensure require translated election materials in communities where there is significant non-English speaking population. Well, I understand we have a lot of folks in this country who've come here from other places in the world that don't speak English. However, if I were to move to another country in the world and they didn't speak English, I wouldn't expect them to give me everything in English. I would learn their language. That's what I have always hoped of those who come to this country, that they learn our language and participate in an English-speaking country. Now, I understand now that many come into this country, and while they may learn a little bit of English, they're not very good at it. Their primary language is from whatever part of the world they're from. In this particular, and we'll look at our area here, we have a large Latino population who speak fluent Spanish, or one dialect or another of Spanish. And they are good, productive citizens of our community and have earned the right to vote as citizens. So I have backed away from my adamant English-only attitude at one time, and I'm now willing to be more receptive to providing multilingual documents. I understand the difficulty of English, and I understand the desire to maintain family history. So I'm less opposed to it than I was, but I still wish that those come to this country learn English and participate in an English-speaking society. So there you go. Errol is with us. Errol, good morning.
Go away, sir.
How are you?
I've been adamant for 100 years that if you live in this country, there should be one language the ballots come in, and that's English. That's what we speak in this country. We don't speak a whole bunch of foreign language. We may speak them, but if you live in this country and you want to be a citizen, you vote, but you speak, the ballot is going to be in English, period. No exception. If you go to, I don't care where you go, that's a different language, they aren't translating it into English. You put up with what language that country is, and that they want.
Well,
so why are we making all these accommodations for people that live here, but they're not willing to learn the English language?
Well, I will tell you this, Errol.
Been able to understand it.
Yeah, I will tell you this, Errol. It's not necessarily true. If you go overseas, for example, my travels in Europe, they've been limited. I've been in Italy, Switzerland, and I have learned that, guess what, those countries do speak English, although it's not their prime language. And I'll give you an example of a country that's multilingual. I was in Switzerland a year and a half ago. In one part of Switzerland, they speak Italian. In one part of Switzerland, they speak German. In another part of Switzerland, they speak French. And, of course, English is taught in their schools. So the common language among this multilingual culture turns out to be English. Part of that is because of tourism. Part of that is because they are a world economic center, and much of the world's economy runs on English. But it was an interesting time when I was over there, because I only ran into a couple of people that did not speak English. Almost all of them spoke one form of English or another. And by that I mean some of it was pretty broken, but some of it was fluent. And they're taught in their schools at an early age. So that's a multilingual country. I beg your pardon?
You speak French?
I don't speak French.
Oh, okay. You got a compatriot in that office that does that.
Let me tell you what I spoke. When I grew up in high school, I took 3 years of Spanish.
Yep.
And it was Castilian. It was not. It was Castilian Spanish, where it was Cadif.
Yep.
You had the
th. I got to talk to Ann, because when they do see where you come from.
Yeah.
Well, I've got one that's complete all the way back to the 1600s.
Well, you're French Canadian, right? French Canadian?
No, my ancestors. Well, my mother was born Hastings, Maine, but they were from. My father was from Cape Breton Island. My mother's from New Brunswick.
Cape Breton. Okay.
And so that the in-laws that live in New Brunswick did this genealogical thing.
Yeah.
And this thing is about 3 inches thick, but it's all in French. They don't make an English version. I got to get Ann to see if she'll translate.
Yeah, right. Good luck with that. All right, Errol.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye now.
Yeah.
Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111, and 866-790-WSGW get you in touch with us. We'll take a break, and we will be back after these notes.
Do you promise to love, honor, all others?
I do.
I do.
And now, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you roommates. Go forth.
That's not the vow you took. But if struggles with CPAP have you and your spouse sleeping in separate rooms, it might be time to look into Inspire. Inspire works inside the body with just the click of a remote. That's right, just a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. Might deliver a lot of hay. ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Geis. I tried everything to control my anxiety. I mean, everything. Nothing worked. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't run my business. Anxiety paralyzed me, aging me terribly. I heard about Mark Patrick anxiety seminars from friends that were successful at Mark Patrick's weight loss and stop smoking seminars. I wasn't skeptical at all because my friends bragged about how easy they stopped smoking with Mark and how easy it was to lose weight. I went to and now I always hear Mark's voice in my head. I really love that. My anxiety is gone. I can sleep. I have patience. My life is back. In fact, I'm Supergirl again. I can't believe I just said that. That's right. That's me. I'm Supergirl. Thank you, Mark Patrick Seminars.
Join Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar and eliminate unwanted anxiety, stress, negative thinking, even panic attacks. Only $49.99 guaranteed or your money back. The End Anxiety, Stop Smoking, and Weight Loss with Hypnosis seminars will be Thursday, February 11th or Saturday, February 13th for the Saginaw area. Because of coronavirus, seminar now online, live with America's hypnotist, Mark Patrick, in the comfort and safety of your living room. Register now. Only $49.99 guaranteed at markpatrickseminars.com.
Sunday, February 7th, the Kansas City Chiefs square off in Super Bowl 55. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew for all the action. Will Bucs quarterback Tom Brady win an unprecedented 7th Super Bowl ring? Or will the Chiefs and QB Patrick Mahomes become the first team to win back-to-back titles since Brady and the Patriots 17 years ago? If it's Super Bowl 55, it's right here.
Coverage begins 2 p.m. on Sunday, February 7th on 790 News Radio WSGW.
This is the Stone Specialist Studios, 100.5 News Radio WSGW, 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, back with you. Found out we have an interesting guest tomorrow, Neil Wu Becker. About 9:30 tomorrow, we're going to talk about the stresses of working from home. I'll be interested in that. Let's talk to Alex in St. Louis. Alex, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Hey, good morning, Art.
Morning.
Hey, I heard Benson yesterday, but I still think the bottom line on the Trump people not the election the way it is the machines. Nobody's looked into those machines, and our government is hiding those machines. And that's why I talked to you a while back about, have you been watching Arizona? Arizona seems to be the closest people to looking at these machines. And you know, when our people say, oh, we did an audit, you know what, there's a lot of definitions of audit. And the way they did the audit here, it looks like they just rehashed what they wanted to see, kind of a thing, and not really in these machines.
So I have to ask you, Alex, where did you learn that the government is hiding the machines?
By their inaction.
So you're assuming?
They're doing nothing.
You're assuming?
Well, I am assuming that. But this is an opinion show, though, isn't it?
Well, it is. Now, here's the thing. Here's another opinion, though. We will find out if you're right, and I'll tell you how we're going to find out. Dominion has sued for libel and slander, defamation. They sued Rudy Giuliani, as a matter of fact. And that'll go to court.
Right.
That'll go to court. And don't you think in that trial those machines are going to be torn apart? Then we will find out, won't we?
Well, probably, but it's going to be a while.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a while.
And
No
that's
doubt.
why.
No doubt. No doubt.
But the thing is that if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Let's look at those machines. You know, and this is the deal with Arizona. The Maricopa County supervisors are doing an audit, one of those BS audits.
How do you know it's
And then
BS?
the state-
How do you know it's BS?
Because they're just going to confirm they're going to confirm what they want people to think.
So you're assuming again.
And it's not, and I am assuming again, but the Senate also wants to do an audit, and it's going to be into these machines. That's the key. Allegedly, these machines were communicating with people here, there, and everywhere. And boy, you know what the thing is that if that's true,
That's a
big problem.
It's also a big if.
What do you do with it? You know, if
Well,
Yeah.
here's what I've
You know
said,
what-
Alex.
what I-
Here's what I've said.
Yeah.
While I don't believe there was enough fraud to overturn the election, I do want to see a commission established to look into this past election, and I want that commission to be a neutral body, which is good luck trying to do that. And
Right.
I want them to do a complete analysis. I really want to know. I do want to know, but I do not fall into the camp that you're going to find millions and millions of fraudulent votes out there to overturn the election. I've never fallen into that camp. I don't believe it, but that's me. That's my opinion, and you've offered yours, and I respect that.
Right. No.
And but
Yeah.
it's-
No.
But there's been so much innuendo, so much prose talked about this, but yet nobody comes up with proof, and nobody comes up the other way either with the machines. So where do we go? What do we do? I mean,
and that's keeping at it. Trying to. It's a legal delaying action that they seem things because they don't want anybody near those machines. The only place they looked at those machines was Antrim County, and it was small and kind of an outlier. I think they're just. But you know what, Art? I do not believe that the majority of people voted for this, because I don't care which you are, black, white, male, female, preference, whatever. The majority of people in this country are people of common sense, and they know this is the best country in the world, and they don't want to live anywhere else.
Yeah, well, I agree with you there.
So,
agree with you there.
What happened? What happened here? I want to know what happened here.
President Trump lost. That's what happened.
Questionably.
Well,
Questionably,
that's
of course.
it. There we go. All right, Alex.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I appreciate it. Always
Okay,
good talking
thanks,
to you. Thanks, friend. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Okay. Thanks,
Bye.
Art. Yeah.
Yep, take care. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111, toll-free 866-790, WSGW. It is an interesting, viable topic. I will tell you this. The Attorney General of the state of Michigan, Dana Nessel, wants to have 4 lawyers disbarred because they took these voting cases to court all the way up to the Supreme Court. Hello. The courts decide whether they were right or wrong. You don't disbar them because they do that. I mean, should we disbar a lawyer because he represents a known guilty murderer? No, of course not. Of course not. They took the case to court as they saw the case. The courts ruled against them. Done. That's it. You don't disbar attorneys because they take a case to court you don't like. I really found that objectionable. Anyway, calm down, Art, calm down. We'll take a break, be back with more here on the Art Lewis Show.
Saginaw Children's Zoo.
The Saginaw Children's Zoo has a great resource for learning from home. Check out our website to learn more about our fantastic animals, from mammals to reptiles to birds. Buy a gift card today or stop at our gift shop for fun animal gifts. Find us on Facebook or visit our website at SaginawZoo.com for more info.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. It's fun for me and you. Saginaw Children's Zoo. How do you?
Get ready for camping season with RV show prices at General RV in Birch Run. Save thousands when you shop safely in-store or online during our virtual RV show happening now at GeneralRV.com. There's no admission and no crowds, just exclusive discounts and all-time low financing. Explore thousands of RVs from your couch or check out our most popular RVs in our showroom. Plus, we're giving you a trade bonus on top of your trade-in value. Don't miss RV show prices at General RV in Birch Run off I-75.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? They're here, but you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from don't live with. And it's risky to be indoors with them too. And masks? Well, they protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them. Wear a mask, watch your distance, and make a big difference now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm Dr. Andrea Russo, a cardiologist. Maybe you're waiting to talk to your doctor right now. But if you're having an irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, don't wait. This could be a serious condition like atrial fibrillation, which can make you about 5 times a stroke. If you're having these symptoms, don't wait. Talk to a doctor by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Tuesday edition Sean Hannity Show, America's race towards radical socialism, eliminating jobs and taxes. Tuesday edition.
Sean Hannity, weekdays at 3 on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW. Back to our phones. Jerry is in Saginaw. Jerry, good morning.
Morning, Art.
Morning.
Hey, Art, when these people get on there about the election and they think it's fraudulent and all that, where were they in 2016? The machines were fine then. You know, it just amazes me, but I just can't believe we keep hearing this over and over.
Well, in 2016, their candidate won. So
I know.
It's easy.
But you didn't hear Hillary going all over the place like this.
Yeah, well, I remember in 2016, the Democrats denied the legal election, if you will, of Donald Trump. So it's just politics has gotten to be nasty.
Yeah, it is, but not to the extent that the House of Representatives did. I mean, it's
no, that's for sure, and they're still doing it.
I hate to say this word, but I honestly believe that a lot of Republicans have kind of been brainwashed, in all honesty, because you keep hearing the same thing over and over, and before you know it, everybody believes it. So it's the way it is, I guess.
Well, it works on both sides. Works on both sides of the aisle, though. So.
Well, okay. Let's just go back on the what's going on about the. Biden proposed, and the Republicans want to give a third of that. There's people hurting in this country, and they can't seem to realize it, I guess. You know, I mean, it's sad. I mean, we gave $1.7 trillion in tax breaks in 2017, and that Republicans were all for that. But it's unbelievable.
Well, they have a different view than you. I mean, that's why we have two parties in this country, Jerry. One party looks at it one way, one party looks at it another way. I think I think the day is coming in the not too distant future where we're going to have a substantial third party come forward, and it's going to be interesting.
Art, how can the Republicans look at what's going on this with this virus and people hurting and think nothing will just give out a little bit? You know, it can't possibly. They can't see what's going on, I guess. So, all right, Art, take care, guys.
All right, Jerry, take care. And Susan in Bay City. Susan, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
Always a good show, fun to listen. The reason why I'm calling in this morning is I just can't believe that people just are astonished over our freedom of speech being silenced like it's being. Big tech and the drug companies and the radical left, over 70,000 people have been censored now on YouTube, Twitter, Google. Epoch newspaper, for crying out loud, and they are basically a Christian because they're a Christian newspaper. Newsmax TV is fighting against being shut down. I mean, they shut down the President of the United States, and he certainly, as far as I'm concerned, that's just mind-boggling.
Yeah, you bring up you bring up a valid point, and who should be the censors in this country? I say nobody.
Absolutely.
I think we should all have the right, and it's what I do for a living. Look, if I believed in censorship, then everyone who disagreed with me, I'd ban them from the show. Well, that's not going to happen because I don't believe in censorship. I think we have the freedom to speak our minds in this country, and we have the freedom to disagree in this country. And one of the things that makes this country great is the ability to be tolerant of those you disagree with. We're beginning to lose that a little bit, and that worries me.
We're not losing increasing it by leaps and bounds.
In some ways. Yep.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't understand why people aren't just, see, and as far as I'm concerned, President Trump always talked about the fake news. And for the people that just listen to CNN, they're just getting one aspect of what's going on, and it's the fake news aspect, in my opinion.
Well, in your opinion, and those, don't forget now, those people who are CNN fans will tell you Fox listeners are getting the same thing. So just remember, there's two sides to all these stories.
But I listen to you. I listen to Newsmax TV. I listen to CNN. I go to Fox.
Good.
I try.
You should.
I read the Epoch News. I read the Wall Street Journal. I read, and I try to educate myself. It's just like the man that was just on saying that Republicans don't want to give money to all these people that are hurting. If he looked into it, he would find out that they're saying if you make over $100,000, then maybe you don't need this money.
Yeah.
He's saying that people have to be not destitute or anything, but we're applying across the board for these things.
But I'll tell you this, Susan. At one time, it was pretty easy to categorize the parties. The Democrats were spenders, and the Republicans weren't. That's not true anymore. Correct. You look at the Republican regimes, and they spend as much as the Democrats. So, this whole notion of spending is no longer limited to one side or the other. It's Washington. And that's a problem. And that's a problem we're going to have to figure out because, the debt can't keep rising. Eventually, the bill's going to come due. Somehow we have to figure it out.
The education. Nothing is free.
No.
Everything the taxpayer pays for. And the more you dump on the taxpayer, the more you break the back of the poor working person.
Absolutely.
And
all right, Susan, I got to run. Out of time here.
Thank you.
We will talk again. Thanks. Bye-bye. I want to squeeze Dave in from Midland. Got about a minute for you, Dave. Minute and a half. Go ahead.
I'll make it quick. I'm from the FCC. Your station is way too conservative. We're going to have to pull the plug.
Good luck with it.
I got. What do you say on your door after they've shut everybody else down, and you're the only one left?
Well, it's a trend which is worrisome. Let's put it that way. It worries me that the Zuckerbergs of the world can decide who says what on his platform. However, it is one thing for the government to shut you down. It is another for private industry to shut you down. For example, this radio station is a private enterprise. It's privately owned by a corporation, but it's privately owned by a company. We don't have to let you on. We don't have to let you on. You don't have a right to be on the air. We provide you a privilege as a private concern. So it's a little
you
different.
guys are safe. But let's look at Wall Street.
Yeah, well, good luck.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Dave, I got to run. We'll talk more about it. Thanks, my friend.
Be safe.
Back to close out after these notes.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. Simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. A Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 6677 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 6677. Enjoy!
Rush Limbaugh.
Trending on Twitter, the hashtag Biden lied. Biden lied.
The Rush Limbaugh Show.
See, what happened is Biden promised everybody they were going to get $2,000 checks as soon as he was sworn in. That was going to be his COVID policy. And, of course, there have not been any $2,000 checks cut nor distributed.
Rush Limbaugh, weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. Coming up on Focus, we're going to talk about the William Hill Online Casino. If you live in Michigan, you've been inundated with advertising about online gaming. William Hill is an offer for that, and we'll find out more about it on the other side of the news. Speaking of that, CBS News coming up at the top of the hour to find out about what's happening internationally and nationally. We will have the local report to tell you what's happening in the Great Lakes Bay region and the state of Michigan. And then I'll be back with Focus. And again, we'll focus on the William Hill Online Casino. Stick around. We'll talk to you right after the news.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Steve Kathan. Shootout in South Florida. Federal agents hit as they tried to do their jobs. At least 2 were reportedly killed. CBS's Jim Krasula.
Several FBI agents have been shot while serving a warrant in a child exploitation case in South Florida. The incident involved a suspect barricaded inside a house in Sunrise, Florida, outside Fort Lauderdale. The shooting happened about 6 this morning.
Police in Muskogee, Oklahoma say a suspect is in custody in connection with shooting deaths at a home.
When officers went inside the scene, they discovered 4 small children had been shot and 1 adult male.
That's a police official. The man and 5 children were killed. House Democrats who will prosecute former President Trump at his impeachment trial say in a brief he pointed a mob like a loaded cannon just before the Capitol rampage. Now to the White House, CBS's Weijia Jiang says there will be new executive action today on immigration.
President Biden is signing 3 executive orders, creating a task force to help reunite families and children separated at the southern border, reviewing the way asylum seekers are processed at the border, and looking at restrictions on legal immigration.
Maine Republican Susan Collins says she hopes a 2-hour meeting at the White House with the president yesterday is just the start of an effort to bring the sides together on a COVID relief plan.
Talk further at the staff level and amongst ourselves and with the president and vice president.
Loony lies and conspiracy theories are cancer for the Republican Party. That's what the Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell said as he blasted Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. On CBS This Morning, Louisiana Republican Bill Cassidy.
I agree with him entirely. We have to move beyond what someone thinks might be true because it's on the internet. Is true as best as we can understand it.
Greene fired back, saying the real cancer for the GOP is weak Republicans who only know how to lose gracefully. It's a day to dig out in the Northeast after the powerful winter storm that left between 1 foot and 2 feet of snow.
I came out for rock salt, actually, so that, I could clear out my front of my house.
He's dealing with deep snow in Oakland, New Jersey. CBS News meteorologist David Parkinson says for some, the storm is not over.
Those totals of 30 inches in New Jersey could easily bump to 31 or 32 without question. The highest totals today are going to be in Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. We're probably looking at 4 to 8 inches in the White and Green Mountains, at least on top of what they have already.
Well, checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 570 points. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice for every stage of your life.
Hi, this is Jessica. Are you ready to earn more with a certificate of deposit from United Financial Credit Union? For a limited time, you can earn 1% APY for 39 months with our double step-up CD. This CD allows you to step up your rate when rates increase. Contact us today for more information or to get started.
United Financial Credit Union.
Not a member? Why not? The staff is friendly, the service is great, and we've got money to lend. Opening an account has never been easier. Just visit our website to open your new account today.
APY equals annual percentage yield. Federally insured by the NCUA. Rate subject to change.
We're where you work, where you live. United Financial Credit Union. Serving the Valley community.
Do you love, honor, and cherish forsaking all others?
I do.
I do.
And now, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you roommates. Go forth.
That's not the vow you took. But if struggles with CPAP have you and your spouse sleeping in separate rooms, it might be time to look into Inspire. Inspire works inside the body with just the click of a remote. That's right, just a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
I like a bed that's really firm.
I need something a little softer than that.
Rest easy. With the Sleep Number 360 smart bed, you can both adjust your comfort with your Sleep Number setting.
Can it really help me fall asleep faster?
Yes, by gently warming your feet.
Okay, but can it help keep us asleep?
It senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you effortlessly comfortable. Sleep Number, proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. And now, during the Ultimate Sleep Number event, save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed, plus special financing on all smart beds, only for a limited time. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 23 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Lynn Williams. Bay City has opted to change how utility rates for businesses are paid. WSGW's Rick Antonio has this report.
Approved unanimously by city commissioners, ordinance changes could require businesses to pay a deposit equivalent to 3 months' worth of estimated utility bills in order to help protect the financial stability and integrity of city electric, water, and sewer utilities from potential revenue losses. Public comment, Alex DeWitt shared that while the plan may have other intentions, language included in the ordinance changes could open the door to harming residents in the future by expanding deposit requirements to them rather than just businesses.
Although the idea behind this is to not go to residential, putting this in here where residential can in the future be brought up is a huge mistake and should not be done. We don't want that in this town because we don't want people roaming the street because they can't afford a $600 electric bill up front.
The two ordinances changed at this week's session previously only required the deposit for businesses that had lower credit ratings and allowed the deposit amount to be determined by the city manager's office rather than an established 3-month estimate. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
The Bay Area Chamber of Commerce is offering a health screening app and web-based contact tracing platform to members at no cost. Partnering with BYOD of Midland, the Chamber is providing Temp Product Employee Health Screening Tool, a mobile app that health screens individuals and generates a QR code for location scanning. The individual's response to health questions are linked to their temperature and QR code. The data is then encrypted and stored in a secure cloud environment. Staff members are provided a 1-day work permit and must recertify daily. The Guest Protect platform uses any smartphone to scan a QR code that is unique to the participating business. The customer enters their name, phone number, and email, and then submits the encrypted data to an Amazon Web Services cloud storage environment for retrieval if required by the health authorities. For more information, you can visit the Bay Area Chamber website. Michigan has topped 1 million vaccinations, but many people are still waiting to set up an appointment. The governor's office said yesterday the state is 7th in the nation in vaccine distribution. The first vaccinations were given to health care workers in mid-December. The governor has proposed spending $90 million to ramp up vaccine distribution in Michigan. The state health department says it's working with local health departments and healthcare businesses to reach a goal of 50,000 shots per day. WSGW News Time coming up on 11:08.
Time is running out on your chance to enter the Rocket Mortgage Super Bowl Squares sweepstakes. It's the largest official game of Super Bowl Squares ever with millions of dollars in prizes, and best of all, it's free to enter. Someone wins $50,000 every score change during Super Bowl 55. Touchdowns, field goals, safeties, extra points, even a pick six is a winner. Each time we pick a lucky winner, they win 50 G's. Plus, 2 grand prize winners will win $500,000 they could use toward their dream home. Don't miss your chance to win. See rules and enter for free right now at RocketMortgageSquares.com. Then tune in on February 7th to see if you bring home some dough. Rocket Mortgage, official mortgage sponsor of Super Bowl 55.
No purchase necessary. Legal residents of the 50 U.S. and D.C. of age of majority. Ends 2/4/2021, 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. The NFL entities as defined in the official rules have not offered response to this promotion in any way.
WSGW News Time is coming up on 11:09. You can eat indoors at Michigan restaurants while precautions are in place like limiting capacity. Health experts say dine at your own risk. Here's more from Dr. Deanna Lights.
Dr. Rob Cleaver is an emergency doctor at Detroit Receiving Hospital. He says he'll continue to support restaurants by ordering takeout.
I'm a little bit apprehensive about the indoor dining. I understand the need to open things up and try to return to some normalcy. But indoor dining and not understanding what everybody's ventilation system is going to be to filter out the COVID is a little bit concerning to me.
For more information about dining during COVID-19, go to michigan.gov/coronavirus.
3 Michigan officials looking to sanction lawyers who challenge the state's election results. Charlie Langton has this report.
Attorney General Dana Nessel wants to yank the law licenses of 3 Michigan lawyers and 1 Texas lawyer, Sidney Powell, for bringing, in her view, frivolous lawsuits challenging the election result. Greg Roll is one of those lawyers. So do you think this is politics, Greg?
Oh, here, come on, Charlie. Please. What else is it? Put it this way. The Democratic Party they intervened in the lawsuit just to punish us for sanctions before the AG did. Now, I understand that the Democrats doing it, but for an attorney general who's supposed to be detached and neutral to ride those coattails and then politicize it, it's just outrageous.
No court dates have been set. Charlie Langton, Michigan News Network.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom 752-0710. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see mostly sunny skies here for today with a high around 30 degrees. Northwest winds around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Then for tonight, mostly clear skies and a low around 11. By Wednesday, sunshine, high of 33 degrees. Thursday, a chance for some snow showers here late. We'll see cloudy sky conditions and a high around 37. Friday, cloudy and breezy, high around 28 degrees. Then by Saturday, we'll have a chance for some snow showers here, cloudy skies, and a high around 21. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 25.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is brought to you by Northeastern Paint Home Decorating Centers in Saginaw and Bay City. For all your home decorating needs, trust Northeastern Paint Supply, serving you since 1959.
Welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis. We were expecting a call from someone from the William Hill Sports Book. They have partnered up with the Grand Traverse group, Grand Traverse Casino. We were going to talk to them this morning, but we haven't heard from them yet. So we will continue with open phones. So if you didn't get in last hour, here's your opportunity. Whatever's on your mind right through near the bottom of the hour. We'd be happy to chat with you on this Tuesday morning. I want to talk a little bit. This gives me a chance to bring up another topic. The Biden administration is preparing to sign a lot of executive orders that have to do with immigration. And some of it has to do with family unification, and that's fine. Some of it has to do with a path to citizenship for the 11 or so million undocumented that are in this country. And what are we going to do? We're going to round up 11 million people and deport them? Of course not. So if it's a path to citizenship that requires something of them over a long period of time, like 8 years, I think they're talking about, and they do what they need to do to become good citizens of this country, fine. But, and here is the but, and I have said this forever, and I will never change my opinion of this. Unless you control the border, all of this is for naught. And the reason I say that is if you offer this path to citizenship, you reunite families, which we should do, and you don't control who comes across the border, it's just going to be a continuous flow. I mean, if someone in another country to the south of us hears, oh yeah, come on, there's a path to citizenship, and nobody's at the border protecting it, okay, you got a sieve. What's the point? I think you have to control the border. They're going to get tested here with this large convoy heading up toward the border. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when they reach the border. It's just, you know, to me, immigration is an important topic. We are a country of immigrants. We cannot be against immigration in this country, because if that were the case from the beginning, we wouldn't have much of a country. We're all immigrants unless we're Native Americans. One way or another, our ancestors emigrated to this country, and we are the beneficiaries. So it's not against immigration. It's against how we control our borders. Because a country without borders isn't a country. You have to have a degree of security at your borders, and they can't be free-for-alls. So while I agree that some things have to be done about immigration, and let's face it, administration after administration after administration kicked the can down the road. They gave it lip service, but nothing else. Nothing else. Trump, for all his goods and bads, however you look at the president, took the bull by the horn and ran with it. A lot of people don't like his solution, and his solution can be debated. Was the wall going to work or wasn't it going to work? But the bottom line is, he tried to do something about it. He got blamed for doing some things that were actually started in the Obama administration. The cages, quote, the cages, the holding cells, they were built during the Obama regime. But everybody lays that on Trump. He at least faced the problem head on. We may not like his solutions, but at least he faced the problem head on and didn't kick it down the road. Now we will see if President Biden can figure a way to put immigration in the forefront and come up with a solution that makes sense. But again, if you give away the farm, you are just inviting people to come to the farm. It's that simple. So, from where I sit, we need to do something about the border. And we need to solve the problem of the 11 million or so immigrants that are in this country. We have to weed out the bad from the good, send the bad back home, and that those that qualify, if we give them a path to citizenship and they follow that path, then they become citizens of the country. But until we do something about the border, it's a waste of time, because you're just encouraging more and more and more people to illegally come into your country. All right, enough on that. We will take a break, and we'll be back with more here on WSGW.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center. with quality and satisfaction guaranteed. Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Since 1959, 62 years, Northeastern Paint Supply has been serving the Tri-Cities. We have the most knowledgeable staff in the area, offering you the highest quality products in the industry. Benjamin Moore Paints, Hunter Douglas Blinds, Quazell and Kitchener Lighting, Flooring from Flooring America, fireplace doors, gas logs, and custom-made rugs. It's all here under one roof. Northeastern Paint Supply, Saginaw and Bay City.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
For almost 20 years, this has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Line-X have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty, no yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc, 810-695-9000.
When it comes to finances, does it ever feel like you're all alone with lots of questions and too few answers? Maybe it's time to find a credit union home, excited about working together with you through life, where you and connect with local folks who know you as more than an account number, who answer your questions before you even ask, and are passionate about your possibilities, flexible about changing and growing right alongside you, trustworthy like a friend or neighbor. Belonging at Wildfire Credit Union means your money stays right in your own backyard, helping to build this community so we all live fully. If you're an individual or business looking for a place that truly cares about people, relationships, and community more than money, we welcome you to join Wildfire. You belong here. Together. Let's do this. Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
The weather can be unpredictable. Be prepared with windshield wipers that can handle anything. Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades are real-world proven for extreme weather performance, lasting 2 times longer than other blades. New Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades, only available at Walmart.
All right, we're back with you. Got a couple of callers. Mary is with us in Saginaw. Mary, good morning. Mary, are you there?
Here I am.
There you are.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can now.
Good morning.
Morning.
So, Art, how are you today?
We're fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I'm calling to say what I think, which is probably going to sound very naive, but my opinion is that it's more important to build a border around the White House than to build a border around our country. And the thing that I did understand is, even though we have a virus, the people that are trying to come into the country illegally, they never did stop trying to sneak in, even when we had President Trump as our president. So these people are just full of hypocrisy. They say one thing out of their mouth, and whatever situation benefits them, they have no problem changing it because they are all about maintaining their pocketbook, their millionaire status, their jobs, and they really care nothing about we little people.
Oh, I'm not going to argue with you. It sounds right to me. I think you nailed it. There's a lot of that going on. It's just, it's politics has really, gotten down into the dirt, and it's too bad. It's too bad for all of us, really.
And that's one reason why I stand here as a proud American, and I think if I have to tolerate someone being a transgender and someone having the ability and the right to marry a man, even though he's a man, I think I should have the same freedom that someone will tolerate me not wanting to vote for any of these people that are supposed to run our country.
Yeah. Well, you have that right. There's no two ways about it. You have the right not to participate, too. But that's absolutely true. Absolutely
But I
true.
think President Trump was the best president we've had, and I never did vote for him because I made a vow that I would never waste my time voting when we had the fiasco about the hanging chads, and I will stand to that.
Well,
I will stand to that until I'm no longer a breathing person.
I understand. I hope you rethink that at some point in time, but if you don't, that's fine. That's your privilege. Mary, thank you for
I
calling.
understand. Well, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Before we get to our last caller, let me take time to maybe try and give you a little money here. Play the WSGW 10K Payday Contest. Right now, you can qualify to win the $10,000 grand prize by entering the 10K Payday word online at WSGW.com. The word this hour is fall, F-A-L-L. You must be 18 or older to play. It's a contest being conducted by a large number of Alpha radio stations nationwide. One winner will be chosen. For complete details, visit WSGW.com and find all the contest rules there. It's the 10K Payday on WSGW. And our last caller is going to be Bill in Frankenmuth. Bill, good morning.
Good morning, Art. First question. I'm on my Bluetooth. Will that cause an echo in your system?
Yeah, it's kind of noisy. Go ahead, talk to me.
There we go. Real quick, it's a mindless observation, much lighter than the conversation this morning. And that is this, and you're stuck in your home studio, so you probably don't see this, but just something for your driving listeners to kind of take a survey of the number of corner damages that there are on cars, whether it's the right front, right rear, left rear. Look at all the damage that's occurred just in those corners on cars. Absolutely no explanation for it, not even a logic behind it, but it certainly is something that's prevalent.
Well, they're the protrusions. They're the first things to get hit or hit. Pretty easy to figure it out.
Yes. But the
fascinating
thing, though, is not true, because it's on a corner. Not a direct impact, but on a corner. And it must have been something from turning, but how would you explain the rear?
Backing. Backing into an object. Hey, listen. Bill, I'm glad you called. I've got
white stuff for you. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. We'll do this again. That was fun. All right, folks, that'll do it. We'll be back tomorrow with more on Focus, and we'll hopefully have a guest like we're supposed to. In the meantime, have yourself a great day. Stick around now for Farm Service 790 with Farm Director Terry Henney after these notes.
Been on a journey. The destination, a COVID-19 vaccine. This journey began decades ago with research into other coronaviruses. Scientists built from there with months of research and development, cooperation with other experts worldwide, and clinical trials.
Detroit Lions trading Matthew Stafford to the LA Rams.
On WSGW. Now, the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henney and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. It looks absolutely gorgeous out there, but if you notice the trees, if you notice some of the shrubs, they're moving a little bit, and that's causing a little bit of a problem. A north wind at 14, 25 degrees, it feels like 13, and you get out in that wind, it feels even colder than that. 25 degrees here at Radio Center. Downtown Midland is looking at 28. Downtown Bay City is currently at 26. As we go through the day today, temperatures really not going to warm up all that much more. The sunshine isn't helping us all that much. That north and northwest wind is a real killer out there. If you are working outside or planning on working outside this afternoon, be advised. It just might be a little cold. So make sure that all the skin is covered up, because it is quite cold out there. All around the state, we are looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. We do see a few 30s around down in the Detroit area right now. But one thing, for the most part, other than right along the Lake Huron shore and along the Lake Michigan shore, everybody is looking at mostly sunny skies. Started the morning off uncharacteristically warm in the Upper Peninsula as well. And the wind chill wasn't really all that bad up there. But as we move through, not so much the rest of the work week, but moving into the weekends, things are really going to change rather dramatically. Taking a look at the radar, we continue to see that low pressure system that affected areas to the south of Michigan a couple of days ago that has been moving through Pennsylvania, New York State, and up into New England. That low is moving very slowly. It is in combination with another one, which is off the shore in the Atlantic. The two of them working together are, they're performing quite a duo act with all sorts of snow, very heavy precipitation. Had the opportunity to talk to a gentleman this morning on our Coffee with Corn presentation in the 8 o'clock hour who was in Virginia, and his signal was going in and out pretty much all morning long throughout the broadcast, simply because they've got a lot of snow. 14 inches of snow in Virginia is what he told us, and quite a bit of blowing and drifting going on. And again, they're not ready. They're not equipped for anything like that. And that activity is going to taper off ever so slowly, but it's not going to go away for probably another 24 to 36 hours. Pacific Northwest continues to be very active. We're going to keep our eye on it, because quite frankly, that is where the next system is coming from. That's the one that not only is going to give us a pretty good chance of seeing measurable amount of snow in Michigan, but also bitter cold. And again, we said it the other day when we saw some temperatures on Saturday morning drop down below zero in a few spots. We are going to be seeing very cold nighttime temperatures as we move into the weekend. The 6 to 10 day outlook in terms of temperatures and precipitation are for much below average temperatures, and that'll take us right up through the 15th of the month. Couple that with average to above average precipitation, that means we're going to be looking at a whole lot of winter for the next 10 days or so here in the Great Lakes Bay region. So sunshine as we move through the day. 29 degrees is our projected high. We're looking for a low tonight of 13. Sun will set this evening at 5:50, rise tomorrow morning at 7:50. Tomorrow, sunshine, but then the clouds will be moving in later in the day. Again, this is Wednesday. High pressure system tomorrow, Wednesday, is going to be over Indiana. So that is going to begin to warm our temperatures up just a little bit. 31 degrees is our projected high for tomorrow. Low of about 16 tomorrow night. We should be at 29 and 15. That's what's average. So we're pretty close to normal for our temperatures tomorrow. And as I said, sunshine, but there will be some clouds later in the day. Now on Thursday, the clouds will really thicken up. We will work our way up to right around 34 degrees, 35 degrees for a high on Thursday. And then that system will push some snow in our direction. It appears as though the system will be in Minnesota and it will move up around Lake Superior during the day on Thursday. So that's why we'll get that warm up, but we'll also see the precipitation move in. Thursday night, our high temperature for the day on Friday will be hit right after midnight. We're only going to drop down to about 30, 31 degrees for a low on Thursday night, and that will be our high for Friday. Friday's temperatures will be dropping as we go through the day. By Friday night, 12 degrees, and we'll still have some snow around. This will be lake effect snow. The system will be well to the east, up in Canada, in Ontario province, but that cold front, that's what's going to be generating not only the cold temperatures, but also the snow shower activity. And that will continue into the days on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday's high 20, Sunday's high 15. Saturday night will drop down to about 6, 7. And on Sunday night, there's a real good chance we'll be at 0. And then we're moving into the work week next week. Our high on Monday with clouds will be 13. And our projected low on Monday night, 4 below 0. So if you've got any outdoor stuff that you got to get taken care of, quite frankly, even though with this wind chill out here, the next couple, 3 days are probably going to be the best that you will see as far as outdoor work, because we will be settling into a real cold streak of days once we move into Friday and then over the weekend and into the work week next week. Record high in this state is 48. That was set back in 1920. The record low is 15 below 0. That was set in 1976. A year ago on this day, we made it up to 45, so we were pretty close to the record. Flint made it up to 50 degrees a year ago today. Their record is 53, and that was set back in 1973. We had just a trace of precipitation, about 3/10 of an inch of snow a year ago today. For the snow season, we had about 22.5 inches of snow. That compares to just under 14 inches so far this year. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Rick Hollister standing by over at the Andersons. He'll tell us what's going on in Chicago. But first, this reminder, the weather forecast has been brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Again, extreme weather, well, that can leave you feeling anxious. Droughts, floods, they do happen. Although a long dry spell or a major flood could ruin your crops, it shouldn't ruin your life. Make sure you secure your future with multi-peril crop insurance from NAU Country Insurance Company and the Wiki Crop Insurance folks in Chesaning. You can rest easy knowing that NAU Country's multi-peril crop insurance is in force. You and your family deserve the NAU Country peace of mind. See Kyle at wikicrop.com. You can call him up toll free 888-845-7918 for more information on NAU Country Insurance Company. They are an equal opportunity provider. We say good morning to Rick Hollister. Rick, how's things looking right now?
Good morning, Terry. Markets have been lower all day, and we're still down 5 on corn. Soybeans from 10 to 12 lower. Wheat down 4 to 5 now. Has been a little worse than that earlier this morning, but so come back off the lows a little bit. But across the board, commodities are lower, and even including others like our energy markets. So kind of a risk-off day, it looks like. One of the few we've had here for a few weeks.
Very unusual.
Yeah.
So
we're still trying to digest the huge corn export sales to China last week. I think the market's still trying to absorb that. Corn turned into our leader here because of that last week, making new highs, kind of dragging the soybeans along with it and the wheat, but soybeans and wheat not able to make new highs here within the last week or 10 days like corn did. So all eyes on the corn market at the moment, if it'll continue to be our leader on the upside, along with that South American weather, Brazil getting into harvest on their soybean crop, but they are late, and that pushes back their second corn crop plantings as well. So all eyes on South America too with their weather. They've gotten a little more rain lately, and too much rain in spots. So their crop coming along, but trying to move into harvest down there, and that'll be our next big feature around the world as far as production or harvest goes.
So right now, what are we looking at on the board?
Right now at Hemlock, old crop corn is at $5.15. New crop corn for fall delivery at $3.97. Soybeans for old crop at $13.30. New crop beans at $10.98. New crop wheat at $5.85, and that's red wheat. Sorry, $5.85, and a new crop white wheat at $6.10.
Now the Chinese still have corn on the docket, as far as they've committed to, right?
Yes, yep. And there's a lot in the what we call the unknown category that the USDA monitors too. That we're not sure. It's optional origin, optional destination that may go to China, and we're factoring that partly in too. But no doubt, big year for sales of corn to China at this point, and they've been booking the ocean freight and taking the delivery too. As corn prices internally in their country are extremely high, new all-time highs for corn prices internally in China, Terry.
So that's the reason why, more than likely.
Yes, sir.
All righty. You take care. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
You bet. Rick Hollister over at the Andersons. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Let's switch over to Oppenheimer and join up with Doug Klein. The market report brought to you by Michigan's John Deere dealership. That's Bader & Sons Company. Are you a farmer, construction, or landscape company and you're working in tight spaces? Well, consider the line of John Deere compact construction equipment. That includes skid steers, track and wheel loaders, and compact excavators. For a demonstration, contact the Linwood store in beautiful downtown Crump or visit greentractors.com and try out those tough, compact pieces of equipment that are designed for small spaces. And by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil, they want you to take your diesel to another level. You do get more power, cleaner injectors, faster cold starts, maximum lubricity, year-round protection, and up to 8% improved fuel economy with Diesel Guard Supreme Plus from ValveTech Petroleum. Available at Foster Blue Water Oil. Just contact your Foster representative or go online, fosterbluewateroil.com. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
What are we looking at now?
Well, there's not too many buyers in the grains right now, so they're kind of muddling down a bit. There's some hot money going into crude oil. They found a new high on that contract, so that's up about 2.5%, up $1.33 a barrel. They are certainly taking the profits on that silver from yesterday. That's down 8.5% today, and that's about $3.50 lower from the time we talked yesterday. And certainly they like the stock market today. Apparently that's guaranteed by somebody, so that's up a couple percent. So It's all excitement. Here's your numbers. The March corn is $5.44, down 5 1/4. The December corn, $4.46 3/4, down a penny. March soybeans, $13.54 1/4, down 11 cents. The November soybeans, $11.51 1/2, down 2 1/2. The March wheat is $6.45, down 6 cents, and July wheat $6.30, down 3 3/4. Crude oil $54.86, up $1.31. Heating oil $166.38, up 2.9 cents. Gasoline $172.09, up 3.1 cents, and natural gas $293 1/2. That's up 8.5 cents. So the U.S. dollar gets you $1.2811 Canadian at the border. That's down 38 ticks. The yen is at 105.07, up 16 ticks. The euro 120.25, down 34 ticks. The dollar's at 91.16. That's up 19 ticks. Gold at 1837.70, down 23.10 an ounce. Silver's at 26.91, down $2.50. Platinum's at 11.0550. That's down 33.30 an ounce.
Oh.
She's a wild one.
Boy, the metals are still working it.
It's wild.
Mm-hmm. And again, the wholesale gas, where were we?
Yeah, 172. So does that put us at about 240-ish?
Okay. All right.
So right in there.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking the other day when they're talking about all electric vehicles, the question came in my mind, where are we going to get our candy bars?
I know, right?
I don't know.
There's a business opportunity for you.
There you go. There you go. I'm going to get a hold of Hershey's.
Extension cords and candy boxes.
Candy boxes.
Yep.
Doug, take care.
Okay.
All righty. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Jerry Samolsky joining me right now from Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Morning, Jerry. How you doing?
Good, Terry.
I know I didn't know if you caught it or not. We were talking about working outside, and it looks like the next couple of days are probably going to be the best for a little while anyway, because it's going to start to get pretty cold on Friday.
Yeah, and if you can get out and trim those trees, thin them out, and it's perfect time for that. You know, Terry, we were talking yesterday about different effects on plants. Wind chill just does do nothing for plants. And if you're concerned about windy and cold temperatures, cold is more important than windy. Windy will help dehydrate evergreens. And it almost doesn't matter if it's 0 when it's blowing like crazy or if it's, 20 and blowing like crazy. It's the blowing that dehydrates the plants. So again, cold isn't necessarily bad. Cold and windy isn't necessarily bad, but they just don't feel the effects of that wind like we do. And it's gotten to be that all the weather reports now are reporting wind chills probably as more prevalent as the true temperatures. So we kind of lose track of that sometimes. So, we're going to get colder coming up in the next couple of weeks, but not to worry. Our plants are plenty hardy enough for, single digits. It's when we get minus 20 is when we really start losing some things. Minus 10, that's where the breaks seem to be. So these cold temperatures coming up, we're going to be just fine.
All right. And hopefully we can kill off a little insect population. Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll find out in the spring.
Yep.
Jerry, you take care. Have a good day, okay?
All right, yep.
Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. When we return, we're going to be talking to Chuck Lipstrew with the Michigan Agribusiness Association.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center. We're more than a custom paint store. We have everything you need. From carpet to lighting, it's all here. With quality and satisfaction guaranteed. Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Since 1959, count them, that's 62 years, Northeastern Paint Supply has been serving the Tri-Cities. We have the most knowledgeable staff in the area, offering you the highest quality products in the industry. Benjamin Moore Paints, Hunter Douglas Blinds, Quazell and Kitchener Lighting, Flooring from Flooring America, fireplace doors, gas logs, and custom-made rugs. It's all here under one roof. Northeastern Paint Supply, Saginaw and Bay City.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
If you got that old tractor that you want it to work for you a little bit, or better yet, you just want to look at it and make it really look sharp, you can do that. Steiner Tractor Parts has new parts for old tractors, and it's real simple to hook up with them. 800-234-3280. That's the number. Or you can go to their website and check it out, steinertractor.com, because they take their job personally. They understand how your life and job both stop if that tractor of yours stops running. Steiner Tractor Parts. We mentioned a little bit earlier about coffee with corn, and we were talking, of course, about the Chinese situation and what they're doing as far as buying all the corn, which has been pushing the price up just a little bit. Coffee with Corn is a regular feature on Tuesday mornings at 8 o'clock. And coming up in a couple of weeks, on February the 23rd, mark this down on your calendar. They are going to be talking about U.S.-China agricultural trade. Ought to be a very interesting session. There's a couple in between. One of them has to do with the weather. That's next Tuesday. And then Mapping Greener Future Farms will be along on February the 16th. So mark that down. If you want to check out the session that ran today, they were talking about meat exports and their value to the corn industry. You can do that by going to the Michigan Corn website, micorn.org, or you can go to the WSGW Facebook or the Farm Service 790 Facebook and take a look at that session. Coffee with Corn, very interesting. Speaking of very interesting, we've got one of those guys with us right now, Chuck Lipstrew with the Michigan Agribusiness Association. And Chuck, there's a lot of things that we could talk about. Federal policy, obviously, vaccines, those things aren't going to go away. But let's talk a little bit about CDLs today.
That's the real exciting one, Terry. I know everybody's out there thinking about making sure that you've got all your licenses up to date, your plates and your titles and everything you might need from the Michigan Department of State. One thing we encouraged our members to do earlier this week is take the opportunity here in February, before it warms up, before you have to get out into the field full time, to think about whether you got all your Department of State work up to speed. Last year, if you remember, the pandemic hit us right in the middle of spring planting, or maybe just right before, and it threw things into a bit of a tailspin in terms of folks, especially those who needed seasonal CDLs, which are really easy to get, but you've got to actually get into the Department of State, Secretary of State's office to get that piece of paper. Secretary of State's offices are reopened. They're operating, in our experience, at a pretty good clip around the state. They're doing a good job, even though things are still a little bit different. You still have to go online and schedule an appointment, but people are able to do that usually with some speed. The thing I want people to watch out for is, as we get into the spring months, you don't want to need your CDL on Monday and have it be Friday afternoon and realize you forgot. Now is a great time to get that taken care of. We should continue to anticipate potential delays versus past years. So we've got an opportunity to be ahead of the game here. It's a simple thing, but will go a long way if you've got a vehicle that needs to be plated or titled, if you need seasonal plates, if you need to get that seasonal CDL, or if you have an existing CDL of any class that needs any type of work, get that done this month. That's what I would encourage folks to do.
All righty. Chuck, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. You take care. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
You betcha. Chuck Lipstrew with the Michigan Agribusiness Association.
I'm overwhelmed. That's right. I'm Steve Cook from the Cook GM Superstore in Vassar, where this month we have so many great lease offers that I can't figure out which ones they advertise. They say you shouldn't put too many offers in one ad. It confuses the customer. Too bad. Let's try anyway. Right now at Cook Chevrolet Buick in Vassar, you can lease 5 different Chevrolets starting anywhere from $192 to $265 a month. That's the Equinox, the Blazer, the Traverse, double cab Silverados, and crew cab Silverados. Can you believe it? Any one of them for $265 or less. So please listen carefully. Equinox is starting at $192, the double cab $229, the Blazer from $234, the full-size crew cab $249, and finally the 7-passenger Traverse starting at $265. Get out today. That's Cook Chevrolet Buick, M15 Top of the Hill in Vassar.
Payments based on GM employee and family lease, 10,000 miles per year, and include all rebates. For details, call toll-free or visit us online at cookchevybuick.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Steve Anderson has the latest for us. What's going on in New York? Steve, what are we looking at?
Green.
All right.
Green and more green.
We'll take it.
I hope so. We've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average ahead by 603 points, putting it at 30,815 on volume of 505 million shares. The Nasdaq's ahead by 215, putting it at 13,619. Volume there is 748 million shares. Locally, Caterpillar 192, up 728. Deere 302.29, up 10.08. CMS 58.09, up 91. Dow 54.24, up 149. DuPont 73.62, up 48. Corteva 41.69, up 98. GM 52.46, up 95. Trinzio 53.49, up 7. Walmart 141.51, up 224. Home Depot 274.45, up 438. Huntington Bank is 13.56, up 34. TCF is 39.92, up 90. And AT&T is ahead by 7 cents at 28.72. So
very good.
A lot.
Steve, thank you very much. We'll be back at 12:30 with an update. Now we join radio stations all across the country by playing our national anthem.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM.